You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. Crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No. What is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive.
So check it out. Dave Chapelle, the guy who's always dropping truth bombs, apparently has some crazy dirt to spill this time. Word on the street is he's about to expose Oprah Winfrey, you know, the queen of everything, as some kind of puppet master pulling the strings for Hollywood big shots like Diddy. And now folks are all over the place saying maybe Oprah's behind those lawsuits Diddy's caught up in lately. This is some next level stuff. But first, let's talk about what actually is happening to Diddy and why all this fuss. So after more than 10 years together, Cassie is coming out swinging against Combs, alleging a string of A incidents, including violent beatings and H, during their relationship. The New York Times broke the story, painting a disturbing picture of Combs controlling every aspect of Cassie's life. The lawsuit lays out a grim pattern of A, violence, and SH that lasted until their split in 2018. She said in a statement to the Times that after years in silence and darkness, she was finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and A in their relationships. A representative for Combs, who goes by multiple monikers such as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, and Love, strongly denied the allegations, labeling them as offensive and outrageous. The spokesperson insisted that these accusations emerged after Ventura allegedly sought a purported $30 million settlement from the mogul.
And Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, are saying tonight that the two have settled a lawsuit she filed against the mogul yesterday in Manhattan federal court.
The statement further stated, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Ventura's legal representative informed the New York Times that she had been offered 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit, an offer she reportedly declined. Requests for comments from Ventura's representatives currently remain unanswered. The unsettling lawsuit reveals a distressing narrative of the relationship, illustrating a situation where Combs took control over both the personal and professional facets of Cassie's life. The allegations encompass years of severe beatings, coerced S encounters, and an overarching threat of violence.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse, violence, and baby.
Combs, a heavyweight in the music biz with 3 Grammys under his belt, rules over a massive empire covering everything from fashion to music. Since kickstarting Bad Boy Records back in '93, he's been a major player in hip-hop. But according to the lawsuit, Combs allegedly went after Ventura hard. She signed with Bad Boy at just 19 and shot to stardom. The legal docs claim that during her 21st birthday bash, Combs planted a forced kiss on her, taking advantage of his power and clout.
She also says that he got physical with her and forced her to be intimate with men of the night.
The lawsuit points to Combs' powerful position as the founder of Bad Boy Records, claiming Ventura felt pressured to go along with his advances and offers of D to safeguard her career. It paints a picture of how he lured her into a flashy, high-paced lifestyle fueled by D. Once their relationship kicked off, Combs apparently spoiled Ventura rotten with lavish trips, fancy apartments in New York and LA, and designer threads, all while keeping her financially afloat. The lawsuit argues that this extravagant lifestyle was a way to keep her compliant. But as time went on, Combs is accused of ramping up the control in A, with claims of physical violence like punching, kicking, and stomping. And if that wasn't enough, the lawsuit alleges he even pressured her into carrying his guns in her purse on more than one occasion. The legal document portrays Combs as prone to uncontrollable rage, alleging that he compelled Ventura to participate in S acts with male S workers, capturing these encounters through photography and filming. The suit suggests that she was administered D before and during these incidents, enabling her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. Furthermore, the lawsuit claims Ventura was a victim of SA, alleging she was coerced into participating in non-consensual S acts in several cities. In 2015, the legal docs state that Combs allegedly beat Ventura so badly that when his security guard and assistant saw her with 2 black eyes, a burst and bruised lip, and a huge welt on her forehead, they were brought to tears. According to Ventura's claims, she was regularly forced to hide out in hotels until her bruises healed.
Says that not long after she met him in 2005, when she was only 19 years old, He began a pattern of control and abuse that included.
The lawsuit highlights the extensive harms and trauma endured by Ventura, necessitating intensive medical and psychological care. In pursuit of justice, the legal document states, Miss Ventura therefore seeks justice for the decade of her life that Mr. Combs took away from her with threats of violence, excessive use of D, physical and psychological A, and S slavery. The lawsuit seeks damages not only for lost wages, but also for mental pain and severe emotional distress inflicted upon Ventura during the course of her alleged decade-long ordeal.
Years in silence and darkness, I'm finally ready to tell my story. She's speaking up on behalf of herself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships.
In another disturbing incident in 2013, Diddy supposedly orchestrated a freak-off event that resulted in tens of thousands of dollars in damages to the hotel. As per the lawsuit, Cassie was tasked with arranging the venue and hiring male S-workers for these gatherings. Allegedly, she was instructed to scour websites and escort services to find men with large black P. The lawsuit claims that Diddy demanded these encounters on a weekly basis, repeatedly telling her it was our thing and our secret.
Oh, it's wanted, but Cassie, who searched for the big black.
Cassie alleged that these freak-offs frequently occurred in hotel suites, including notable locations like the Trump International Hotel in Columbus Circle, L'Hermitage Beverly Hills, the London Hotel in Los Angeles, and intercontinental hotels across the country. Supposedly, Diddy's assistants were involved in organizing these events, providing supplies like baby oil and lubricant. The lawsuit states, Mr. Combs always supplied Miss Ventura and the S-worker with copious amounts of D before and during the FOs. Miss Ventura was given ecstasy, C, GHB, ketamine, M, and A in excessive amounts during FOs, which allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after an FO to recover from the excessive substances pushed upon her. Cassie claimed that Diddy would instruct her to douse herself in excessive amounts of oil before directing her and the S-worker on what to do. Mr. Combs would say things like, grab that big black D and ask her, how does it feel? As he directed her to perform for him, the lawsuit states. Allegedly, Diddy used his phone, laptop, and tablet to film the freak-offs, treating it like a personal art project and adjusting the lighting to his liking. Adding to the legal maelstrom, one of the producers, Lil Rodney Jones, filed another lawsuit. According to Lil Rod, Diddy's realm is a chaotic world filled with cash, power plays, and shady dealings. He's alleging possible disturbing rituals, humiliation, and being shortchanged over 50 grand for his work on the Love record released on September 15th, 2023. Dang, Diddy just can't seem to shake off these legal storms.
New allegations against John Diddy Combs. A music producer is accusing hip-hop mogul of assaulting him and forcing him to with
Jones' lawsuit is no joke, a whopping 70 pages detailing some wild claims. Apparently, Combs, at 54, was trying to push him into accepting a messed-up relationship, which they say is some messed-up norm in the music biz. Represented by attorney Tyrone Blackburn, Jones is also dropping a bomb about a RICO enterprise that didn't keep a close eye on Combs, failing to warn or supervise him. This supposed conspiracy involves heavy hitters in the music game, with Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange, ex-Motown CEO Ethiopia Habtemariam, Diddy, his right-hand Christina Korum, and even Diddy's 30-year-old son Justin, all slapped with defendant status in this crazy lawsuit. Talk about drama in the industry. Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love album, the heavily photo-illustrated suit says. Noting that Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly, the filing asserts that Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio records of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. And these lawsuits made feds at a search Diddy's house, which led them to think that he can't do any of these crimes all alone. Apparently, some experts like Oprah were making him do these crimes. This is what Dave is talking about. Remember when Dave dropped that line about the industry being a monster? Looks like he's really living up to that now by calling out Oprah Winfrey. Even after being all chummy on her show and acting like he was never gonna spill the beans, he straight up exposed her. In his special, Dave didn't hold back. He straight up called out Hollywood elites like Oprah for basically selling out to Hollywood's big shots in exchange for fame and cash. And let us tell you, he didn't mince his words.
They were in on the whole thing. I felt so wronged. I felt so.
Can you guess what he is trying to say? Apparently, Dave is trying to say that people like Oprah have been involved in this heinous game for a very long time, and he feels now, right? Well, this is just a guess. But Dave also said that the public's perception of Hollywood is at odds with reality and that it is filled with lovable people like Oprah Winfrey. Dave supposedly remarked that once you see their genuine faces, you won't be able to stand them since they are too diabolical to bear. He said, "It's the same monster that these Me Too bees was trying to tell you about, but they hate the monster for how it F's, and I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster." These days, Oprah Winfrey is all over the news for the terrible things she's doing in the media business. And Dave is said to have expressed his frustration with the ease with which sugar-coated personalities like Oprah can move around. Did you notice how Oprah was pointing toward Dave's downfall? Like she knew what she had done. And honestly, if you look back at the past, you will be reminded Oprah has been at the center of a number of controversies. From allegations that she engages in smear campaigns against her critics and sabotages their careers, to the more disturbing claims that she is involved in human tea.
Oprah legitimized the notorious criminal Joe Teixeira, aka John of God, as a miraculous faith healer, one who could cure cancer.
And if you talk about smear campaigns against her critics, you would really like Monique Oprah's controversy at the top. And if you don't know, let me tell you that Oprah has totally ruined Monique's career, that she is allegedly now about to get homeless. And look at Oprah, who hasn't even apologized to Monique for the damage she has caused to Monique.
So for 8 years, my family has suffered and my career has suffered because what I would not allow those entities to do was bully me.
But why hasn't Oprah apologized yet? Obviously because of her ego and pride. In 2009, Oprah and Tyler Perry released their Lee Daniels-directed film, Precious to the World. The makers of the film made the decision to send Monique on a publicity tour in order to capitalize on the enthusiasm produced by the media as a direct result of the positive critical reception the movie garnered. She said, "I had no idea I'd been blackballed because I don't think that Hollywood has turned its nose up to me," said the actor, suggesting someone had decided to teach Monique a lesson because she's not playing the game. And you know what? The thing that left me in awe was that Monique literally said that Oprah was making unreasonable demands during their movie campaigns. This is what Monique said: "We were out on the campaign and she was making unreasonable demands. And this is where reverse racism, I think, happens." After that, Lee Daniels allegedly made threats against Monique, telling her that she would face something ugly. Lee was taking Oprah's side, but after some time, Monique revealed that Lee said some strange things about Oprah. Monique said, "I think that those are feelings that Mr. Daniels is having." He said, "You know, Monique, she didn't thank the producers at the Oscars. She didn't thank the studio, and that's just not things that you do." This makes me hypothesize that Oprah is also not good to the junior artists or the staff that are usually present during the movie. It would appear that the general public has long suspected that Oprah is hiding something. Well, this was just a little chunk of Oprah's hidden gruesome activities. Monique has been quite outspoken about the fact that nobody believed her when she informed them that she had been bullied by her older brother Gerald when she was 11 years old. The two stopped talking after Gerald was convicted of harassing another woman and sentenced to 12 years in prison. And in 2010, Gerald accepted an invitation from Oprah to appear on her show. Oprah even made an effort to bring along Monique. Monique told Oprah she wouldn't appear on the show even if her brother asked to appear. Oprah shocked Monique by inviting not just Gerald but also their two parents, who had minimized the ordeal she went through prior to the show.
I did assault and inappropriately touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her. And for that, I apologize.
Monique was devastated, but Oprah ignored her attempts to comfort her. After seeing Oprah for the first time in Hollywood, Monique was skeptical of Oprah's claim that she didn't know Gerald was bringing her family. As Monique explained in an interview, she then said, "Do you want to come on the show because he wants to apologize to you?" I said, "Oprah, I don't want no part of that."
Me and my mother was not talking. I shared with her we were in a really bad place. I shared with her I was hurt.
Not only this, Oprah has been hit with serious charges of trafficking and enabling from well-known investors like Jeffrey Epstein, the S offender, and Harvey Weinstein. Several famous people have come forward to accuse Oprah of covering up for Harvey Weinstein, and one of them is Rose McGowan. Oprah, according to Rose, made a mistake in selecting Russell Simmons and Harvey Weinstein as pals. Rose tweeted, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't." From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning killing and destroying Russell Simmons' sick victims. She is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. #Lizard. Another person who spoke against Oprah is Singer Seal. He also accused Oprah of facilitating Jeffrey and Harvey. The nature of Oprah's allegedly purported relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is currently shrouded in a great deal of mystery. As can be seen from the conversation that has taken place online, many people are under the impression that Oprah was involved in Epstein's choice of victims. There was even the possibility that the Floridian residents who accused Oprah of being a part of an organization that dealt with were right in their assertions. Later on, however, Oprah disproved all of these rumors that were circulating on Twitter, saying, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. Haven't been raided or arrested," she wrote. "Just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody." Despite this, the mystery persisted when Oprah was associated with John of God, a Brazilian self-proclaimed medium who was previously convicted of a felony. John was caught after years of running a spiritual healing center in Brazil. He was later found guilty of abusing many women and sentenced to 63 years in jail for his crimes. When John appeared on Oprah Winfrey's show and she traveled to Brazil to meet him before he was arrested, Oprah Winfrey claimed to have had a profound experience during their conversation.
"This is an interview I wasn't sure would ever happen. One of the most famous spiritual healers in the world rarely talks to anyone on camera."
So there have been these rumors floating around for a while about Oprah supposedly not being so great for some up-and-coming actresses, like she's been messing with their heads or something. And now, Cindy Crawford, the OG supermodel, spilled some tea about her first run-in with Oprah on that Apple TV Plus show, The Supermodels. And let me tell you, Cindy didn't hold back. From what I've heard, Cindy wasn't exactly singing Oprah's praises. She's got some beef with her, it seems. Let's dig into what Cindy had to say about Queen O.
"I was like the chattel or a child, like be seen and not heard. When you look at it through today's eyes, when Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body."
It seems Cindy Crawford's first encounter with Oprah Winfrey was a far cry from her later appearance on Oprah's Masterclass in 2013. Back then, she got real about how her looks shaped her self-perception. ABC News reported that Cindy felt like she was constantly being judged based solely on her appearance, which pushed her to assert herself as more than just a pretty face. She straight up said, "I felt judged by the way that I looked. I think it set me on a course to represent myself as someone who has a brain." But here's the kicker. Before Cindy sat down for that deep chat on Masterclass with Oprah, she took a step back to really think about how she was seen by others. And it seems like her early experiences on the Oprah Winfrey Show weren't all sunshine and rainbows, especially when she looks back on them now. Cindy's got me wondering how Oprah's actions back then might be viewed through today's lens. Sounds like there might be some unresolved tension between these two that needs airing out.
"Show us why you're worthy of being here." In the moment, I didn't recognize it. Only when I look back at it and I was like, oh my gosh, that was so not okay, really.
In the pilot episode of The Supermodels, Cindy Crawford reflected on the first time she appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Crawford was just 20 years old when she and her manager, John Casablancas, appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show for the first time in 1986. Interestingly, it was not only Crawford who was learning the ropes. Winfrey's show had just been syndicated in September of that year. Winfrey directed many of her questions to Crawford's manager, asking him, "So did you have to groom her? Did she always have this body?" Winfrey then addresses Crawford and asks the model to stand up so that everyone can see her. Crawford commented on this particular Oprah segment in the Supermodels episode. "I was like the chattel or a child, like be seen and not heard when you look at it through today's eyes. When Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body, show us why you're worthy of being here." The former supermodel found the interview distressing, expressing, "I was so traumatized. I really felt I was not seen as a person who had a voice in her own destiny," as reported by the Los Angeles Times. Crawford admitted that she didn't fully grasp the extent of it at the time, but with age, she came to realize how inappropriate the situation was. Following Crawford's public comments, Oprah Winfrey appeared to respond by taking down the interview from YouTube. Cindy Crawford publicly confronted Oprah Winfrey over her handling of a 1986 interview, and nearly 4 decades later, social media users shared their varied opinions. Even Oprah Winfrey's close friend Gayle King commented on the situation, despite not having seen the interview. King expressed surprise and a slight disappointment, saying, "I'm surprised and a little disappointed, because I know Cindy's been on her show many times, and it has always been a pleasant experience. So I would hate to think that something that happened years ago could have bothered her. It's not Oprah's thing to humiliate or make anybody feel badly." King also added that, to her knowledge, knowledge, Winfrey and Crawford's relationship was still in good standing. Interestingly, in 1986, the billionaire shared insights about her interviewing approach with the New York Times. She stated, "Vulnerability is the key. People appreciate when you can be honest. It lets them feel more comfortable about being themselves." And later added, "I understand my commonality with the human experience." It's worth noting that a dose of that vulnerability and commonality might have had a significant impact on an interview with a certain model a few months later. There's also been some buzz about Oprah Winfrey and Taraji P. Henson supposedly not getting along during the press tour for the new Color Purple movie. People started speculating after seeing a video where they looked kinda tense, you know? Fans were all over it, analyzing their body language and stuff, thinking there might be some beef between them. But hey, both Oprah and Taraji shut down those rumors real quick on social media. Oprah gave Taraji props for her talent and was all hyped about her playing Shug Avery in the flick. And Taraji had Oprah's back, talking about how much support and guidance she's gotten from her. So yeah, they basically showed everyone they're tight and have mad respect for each other. And let's not forget about Oprah's epic media empire. We mean, she's a powerhouse in TV, acting, and publishing. She's racked up tons of awards, even scoring the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And besides all that, Oprah's known for her big-time philanthropy work and speaking out on social issues. Now let's talk about Taraji P. Henson. Born on September 11th, 1970. She's another powerhouse in the acting world, with a career that's been going strong for more than 2 decades. Taraji really blew up thanks to her killer performance as Cookie Lyon on the hit show Empire. Sure, she might not have Oprah-level influence, but Taraji's got her own thing going on. She's earned heaps of praise and even scored an Academy Award nomination for her role in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And beyond just acting chops, Taraji's known for speaking up on important stuff, like tackling pay gaps and fighting for better opportunities for Black women in Hollywood. So even though they're different in how they've impacted the entertainment biz, both Oprah and Taraji have left their mark in big ways. So despite some rumors swirling around, Oprah Winfrey and Taraji P. Henson are actually tight. Oprah, you know, the queen of media, has been showing love for Taraji's talent all over social media. She's even the big boss behind the scenes as executive producer for the Color Purple movie. And Taraji, the acting powerhouse, had Oprah's back too. She shut down any talk of drama between them, making it clear that they're all about support and teamwork. Basically, they've got each other's backs, and those rumors totally debunked. Yeah, there was this one moment that looked a bit awkward between Oprah and Taraji. At this press event on top of the Empire State Building on December 12th, there's this video where it seems like Oprah kind of awkwardly approaches Taraji and they exchange a quick glance but then look away. You know, like those uncomfortable elevator moments when you're stuck with colleagues you're not exactly buddy-buddy with. But hey, let's zoom out a bit. While we're talking about big names like Oprah, it's important to widen the lens to see the broader struggles, especially in Hollywood. Taraji recently spoke up about the challenges Black actors face, shining a light on pay gaps and the inequality in the industry. And she's not alone in this fight. Other Black actors like Gabrielle Union and Keek Palmer have also been vocal about the gap between the work they put in on screen and the compensation they receive. Social media commentary and theories surrounding the payment disparities and dedication of the cast have likely prompted discussions within the media sphere. Taraji's team, or the significant PR machinery associated with The Color Purple, might have become aware of the shifting narrative surrounding the film. Consequently, they may have encouraged Taraji to address the matter publicly, leading to her statement on the issue.
Now notice how Oprah treats everybody during this press conference. Taraji is first, right? Now look at her eyes. She looks down when she's talking about the movie. She wasn't excited about it. Now,
so if we see both artists have almost the same allegations, which is enough to speculate things. One person wrote, "Oprah is one of the bad guys." Another one added, "Diddy had everything to do with Tupac's death, and I will believe that all my mortal life." That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.